Afternoon, guys. Once again, if you haven't posted your presence in the video comments, make sure you do that for the posts found in Google Classroom. Alright, a lot of people are present so far, so again, make sure you comment present here, not in the chat. Alright, if you still want to comment in the live chat, that's fine. I can see you there as well. Just make sure you comment for this one. So we have at least 8 watching, but I think it's more than 8. Sometimes the counter takes a little while to update, because I'm seeing a lot more than 8 people here. Alright, once again, remember there's a 10-second delay to these videos, so alright. Alright guys, then let's just begin. For the people who reach late, just do me a favor of telling them in the chat that when they reach the class while a live stream is ongoing, they are automatically taken to the current time that we are at right now. So for them, they might need to go and review the video afterwards so that they could get all the information that they might need. So let's just begin. First day was just simple form submission of name, class, and that's it. As long as you're here anytime between 2:27 up until 3:12, which is our normal class times for today, you're not late. Alright, and even if you are late, remember what I said, just make sure you watch the video and do the work when you can. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and open up Google Sheets if you don't have Excel, and if you do have Excel, go ahead and open that. Make sure you have your application open for the other classes so that you don't have to waste any time. So for today, we're gonna cover these topics here. If you look at the information here, I have mapped out for the next 2 weeks. Day 2, we cover spreadsheet formatting, specifically adjusting the widths of the columns and the heights of the rows. And then we're gonna cover cell alignment. And for the activity today, we're gonna do a outline for a class schedule. So it's gonna look similar to the class schedule that you guys already have, where it has the days for A, B, C, D, E, and the time when the class begins and when it starts. But for today, we're just gonna start on the class schedule outline, right? We're not going to do the entire schedule as yet. Before we do that, I want to introduce you guys to spreadsheets. Spreadsheets can be used for many things. A lot of people use it to do schedules because of all these tables already found here. Also, people use it for menus, but again, for the cells being aligned already, so it creates a perfect table for them. However, for the most part in office and professional use, Excel is used to track finances, it's used to track inventory, it's used to do a lot of things, because it has a lot of built-in formulas that can help calculate totals, can help calculate averages. So even some teachers might use it to store their grades and calculate averages for their classes eventually. If you look at the name of the Excel file when you open a new one, it gives you book 1 as the default. That's because an Excel file can actually store much more than just one sheet at a time. If you compare this to Microsoft Word, you notice in Word you go through different pages, right? Page 1, page 2. In Excel, it's not much pages, but we call them sheets, and each sheet is actually differentiated or separated in tabs that you can find below here. So to create a new sheet, you click on the little plus icon where my mouse is hovering over, and that creates a default name for the sheet as sheet 2 and 3 and 4 and so forth respectively, right? However, sheet 1, sheet 2 doesn't really help us when it comes to describing what the sheet does. So right click on the tabs and bring up these options where you can delete them, move or copy them, change the color of the tab. So you can actually change the color. If you notice at the tab, as I hover over the colors, it's changing. You can also rename them, which is what we're going to do today, and we're going to call this as class schedule template. And so what we're going to try and recreate today is a schedule of our own for a made-up school or a made-up class. Incidentally, we are going to use class 1B, but it's not our class, right? So we begin by showing you guys how to adjust the width of your cells. For example, while you're typing, sometimes you might want your cells to be a little bit wider in terms of size, and therefore there's two ways you can do this. You can grab on the line between the separation of the two columns, and when you hover your mouse over these two lines, you get this little icon with a center line and two arrows extruding from both sides. So when you click, it'll allow you to manually widen or shorten the width of the column. The second way to adjust the width of your columns, and then I'll show you by also selecting multiple columns at once, is to 1, we cover this, manually increasing the size, or 2, right clicking and clicking on the option column width that's found here. Yes, this can be found in Google Sheets, but before I do that, please set the column width for this schedule to be at 25. So let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now for Google Sheets, I'll shoot over there real quick. This is Google Sheets. And to resize a column is the same way. If you want to do it manually, find the line in between the two columns, look for the icon of your mouse to change, and just do it manually. Or 2, you could click on this arrow or right click, either one. Actually, you have to click on the column first, then right click. Then the option for resizing column should be right there. If you're using Google Sheets and it says you need to buy a domain, I don't think you're at the right spot. Make sure you search Google Sheets and click on the one that says sign in, okay? Because no way do you need a domain to use Google Sheets. All you need is a proper Gmail account, which you should have if you're viewing my class right now. Clicking on the sign in button should take you back to the home page of Google Sheets, right? And then you click on blank to open a new sheet. So try that out again, make sure it works. So again, right click on the column, make sure the column is highlighted like that before you select it. Then you click resize column. Columns in sheet is measured by pixels, so it's not like low numbers that we've seen in Excel, which is like 25. It's gonna be based on pixels. So if you want a larger width, just give it a larger number than the one present, and it will widen the column for you. So let's go back to Excel. We've put the class and we've put the actual room number for the class, and now we'll be adding some headers for our Excel file. One of the first headers I want to put is the time, because if you look at your schedule, you have your time listed out on the left side of the table. And for the other columns, we have A, B, C, and D, if you remember your schedule well, to describe the days. Like A would represent day 1, B would represent day 2, but to avoid confusion when it comes to the B of the label for the column and the A here, we'll just put the name of the day just to avoid confusion up there, right? I am not saying that you will probably confuse it, but just from a visual standpoint, let's just type out the days to make it look a little bit different than our Excel columns, right? So we have the days so far, and what we need to do now is to enter the times. So we start at 8. Remember, this isn't like our school, this is a different school, and our times are different than the ones in SJC. So just type in the times for each one for me. So when you finish doing this, we're gonna move on to some formatting for these cells. But after I do this, I'm gonna adjust the width of the row. Alright, so hang tight, let me finish up this. Alright, so we go straight from 8 to 2, no breaks in the morning, lunchtime from 12 to 1, and just one more class from 1 to 2. We dismiss at 2 since we don't have any breaks in the morning. How's that schedule sound for you guys, right? So one thing I want to do is to adjust the row height. Just like the widths of the columns, you can either do it by manually clicking on the line that separates the numbers and manually adjusting the height of the row. If you have many rows selected, it's going to apply that height to all of them. But if you want to have some kind of order to your Excel file and have it by some equal numbers, you can right click, just like with the columns, look for row height. Let me show you that again slowly. Look for row height, and then for this we'll put 35 instead of 25. So we have a nice looking schedule so far. We already have the days, we already have the times, we already have the class which this will apply to. But I want to show you guys a preview of how it would look if you were going to print this out. Notice how this looks. It doesn't show all the way to Friday, but that's not an issue with the Excel. It's because the size that I set the width as, it goes over the size of a normal typing sheet, so that's why it looks like that. So if I put legal size instead for the typing sheet, it does fit everything. But now if you look at this, you notice the lines that's shown in Excel are not present, and that's because these lines aren't really there. It's just more so a guide for people who are using Excel. But if you were to try and print this, then these lines will not be printed out. Therefore, you must adjust your Excel file accordingly. But don't worry too much about the lines today. We'll cover that tomorrow. For today, I just wanted to cover one more thing other than the widths and the heights, and then the templates, not the templates, sorry, the sheets to create your class schedule template. I named this as the template because I'm going to copy this sheet and then I'm gonna use it for all the classes that I teach. Therefore, I can do this, right click, copy, and I'm gonna move it to the end and create a copy. What I could do here is rename this and say, alright, this is for class 1B schedule. That way I can reuse this template over and over for all the other classes. And I notice I haven't put in any subjects yet because 1D's class will definitely be different than 1C's class, for example, right? So that's why on a template we don't put in any information that's not going to be the same for all classes, right, in this case. So I'm gonna delete this one because I haven't finished with my template yet, and I'll go back to my template. And one thing we're sure will be the same for all classes is that between 12 and 1 it's gonna be lunchtime. But instead of typing out lunchtime over and over, I'm gonna right click on the cell, copy it, right click on the highlighted cells, and then click paste, and then that's how I have the same info for all the columns there. Any questions so far? Because I know I am speaking kind of fast, but it's mostly so that the videos doesn't take too long because we're already at almost 15-minute mark, right? But if no questions, then I'll continue with the file. So that's pretty much what we have so far. Setting the widths of columns, setting the heights of rows. and then naming sheets, adding sheets, and then copying sheets as well. Other than that, the last thing I want to cover today is to align the content in each cell a certain way. So if you were to copy one cell like this, right click on lunch and copy, and if you wanted to paste it across multiple cells, all you have to do is left click where you start and then basically drag the mouse over all the cells you want to paste in. Right click in those cells, and when you click paste, which is the little paste icon here, it pastes the same thing all across multiple cells. Alright, so that's how you can copy and paste. Again, if you guys want to, I recommend you review the video once again when it's uploaded. Make sure you go and watch the video over again. You can always set the speed of the video to 0.75 times, and that will actually slow the video down. So maybe that's going to help some of you guys follow if I'm speaking too fast, right? So besides that, we're gonna go ahead now and highlight our entire schedule. I want to introduce you guys to 3 styling settings that we've already seen in Microsoft Word, and these are the alignments. Do you remember left align, center align, and right align? So we can do this on all cells. The difference between Word and Excel though is that when you click on one cell and you set these alignments, it's gonna set the data inside that cell and align it accordingly. Okay, sometimes cells might look like they aren't moving, but that's only because there's too much content within a cell to actually push it any more left or right. So the new thing that we will be watching today is that extra settings are available to align vertically now, not just horizontally, but you can align data to the top and to the middle vertically. These are known as bottom align, middle align, and top align. Yeah, so if you're late, I recommend you go and watch the video from the beginning after I upload it, because no matter how much times you try and click on the video now, it's always going to take you to the present and the present part of where I am streaming from. So it's kind of like you have to go back and start the video from the beginning, but the only time you can do that is after the video stream is finished. Alright, John Paul asks you to please maintain a better way to talk than this, John Paul. If not, I will remove you from the class and make you watch the video later. Alright, I can't put you in timeout, but I'm giving you a warning now. Please refrain from using these language. Alright, so once again, go ahead and select your schedule, center align both horizontally and vertically for me. And this is pretty much all I want you to do for your assignment today. Again, Kalon, same goes for you. Please refrain from using such language in the chat. I will remove you or I will report you. So please be respectful, guys. So this is your assignment. Create an Excel file, name the class schedule sheet accordingly, class schedule template. Add this data that you see here. Center align all cells. Set the column width to 35. Set the row height to, set the column width to 25 and set the row height to 35. And then save this file. I'm saving it in my desktop because it's just easier to find. Then put your name, put your class, click on save. I should have it already saved, and basically upload this file in the form which I will post now. The reason why I waited to post it is because some people might want to try and go ahead and basically just put their name and class and then submit that, but I won't be getting your file, so that's why I chose to hold off on the assignment. So open the assignment post when you have everything complete. Open the form, enter your name, your last name, and your class. If you're using Google Sheets, let's do the same thing. Make sure you name it accordingly. Make sure you do the same thing here. Set the width and height appropriately. So while we set the columns to 25, here you kind of have to play with it a little bit because this uses the pixels. So maybe set the width at 200 for the sheets. Alright, and then set the height if it's at 21 now, let's set them to 50. Okay, so do the work here, do the same thing. Let's see if I could find the alignments for you guys. Alright, so horizontal align icon is found here. Click on this, click on center. Vertical align is right beside it. Click on the middle, and that's how you get that same effect. So once you do that, click here on the sheet. Remember to rename it as class schedule template. Alright, so again, rewatch the video to get all the information, especially those who reach late. This will be graded. All you have to do, Augusto, is to recreate the file that I created just now in Excel, if you're using Excel, which is this one right here. I showed you how to do everything already. It's in the video. After this has been posted, you can go and rewatch the video. Again, the chat is mainly for questions, not for this self-conversations that you guys are having. If you guys continue to converse in this chat and not ask any reasonable questions, you will be lost as usual, and you might not know how to do the assignment. So I'm not going to waste any more time going over the assignment, especially since I have just done that. If I did that, the time here would probably say 30 minutes. I probably go over the 30-minute mark on these videos. So for the sake of time on videos, I'm gonna keep it short. Yes, I know I'm going fast, but really and truly, watch the video over again, follow the instructions, and you should be able to recreate this right here. Once you know what you're doing, this literally takes about 10 minutes. It's not difficult, just have to listen to me when I'm talking. So my recommendation to you guys is to rewatch the video if you're not sure what to do. You can set the settings here, and playback speed you can set it to maybe 0.75. That way it won't be as fast as it is now. So I recommend you guys watch it over again. The assignment, recreate exactly this here and upload it in the form. If you're using Excel, select files from device, look for the assignment day 2 1B, open that, upload. For the sheet, once you have your info finished here, and I'm just gonna copy this here as an example. Copy. I'm gonna delete this, and then I'm gonna paste the info here. So once you have this in Sheets, make sure you go and apply the format once again, because when you're copying, sometimes it doesn't copy the formatting. So when you have this ready, you copy the link up here, go back to the form, right click and paste, and this is what I'll use to access your sheet. Alright, make the tables have more space. I showed that in the video already. If you weren't too busy typing and having chats, like this, you would know what to do. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'm gonna end the video here. Rewatch the video if you're not sure what to do. Set the setting here, playback speed to 0.75, and that should help you guys slow the video down in case you can't follow, or maybe I was speaking too fast. Alright, do you have any questions other than those that would require me to tell you to just rewatch the video? I mean, if you say you weren't typing and then I have physical proof here that you were typing, and here and here, then I would believe you, right? But the whole point of the live stream, guys, is to ask me questions in this chat, not to talk and distract yourselves. If going forward I see this is an issue, then I will disable the chat, and then that defeats the whole point of a live stream. And if that defeats the whole point of live stream, then it's possible next week I'll just upload pre-recorded videos, send them out to each class, and then just be online between maybe 9 and 11 in the morning and answer questions there. This one will be graded. This is assignment day 2. There's no due date, just make sure you get it done. Ask your questions. Homework is not, well, it doesn't have a due date. Try and get it done today if you can. Alright? The no due date is for those people who don't have access to internet, who don't have access to a computer, who might quite frankly just need extra time, right? Remember what I said? I'll be fair. Remember last week I told you guys, online classes will be fair. You have no due dates, but I want you guys to try and do the work when you can. Videos will be available online permanently. All you have to do is click the link on the day the video was posted. For in this case day 2, just click on the link and you should be able to watch the video once again. Alright, if anything else, no more questions, then I will end the video. You are free to go back and watch the video from the beginning. It should take about 5 minutes after I end the stream for the video to be available to be replayed over again at any point in time. Yep, that's it for today. Make sure this is what you have in your Excel file when you're done, and submit that to me. Again, same thing being done in the Google Sheets. Just be patient with the sheets and get it done. Yep, same questions again. Abner, rewatch the video. I cover all of that in the video. So I'll end it here just so we're not doing the same thing over and over, right? Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Stay safe. There's gonna be a press conference from the Prime Minister in about, well, now 3 o'clock they said. So if you guys have time, maybe you guys could listen to it, maybe see what's happening on news. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I will be here still answering questions on chat. It's only the video that I'm gonna be taking down now. So I'll end the stream here, but I'll still be here on